ताराराव जी, जो मैं दो चीजें, एंड यू कैन मिक्स अप जैसा आप भाषा में जैसे आप चाहें, मतलब मैं ताराराव जी एक दो चीजें, बैंगलोर, दो स्टेट हैं, ये काफी स्टेट पे शुरू हो गया है जेनजी और जेन अल्फा का, पर दो स्टेट ऐसी हैं जो इन लोगों से इंगेज हो रही हैं, एक झारखंड और एक कर्नाटका। कितना सही कितना गलत, लेकिन कम से कम जो वहां की सरकार है वो इन स्टूडेंट से इंगेज हो रही है, बात करने की कोशिश कर रही है। मैं उस पर नहीं जा रहा हूं कि कितना बात किया नहीं किया अच्छा हुआ, लेकिन दे आर एटलीस्ट दे आर इन कम्युनिकेशन। दो चीजें, मोदी जी जब ये कहते हैं लाल किले के उससे प्राचीर से कि अब छोटा सपना देखना बंद कर दीजिए, अब बड़ा सपना देखिए, आपको कभी कभी नहीं लगता है कि उन लोगों का मजाक उड़ा रहे हैं जिनको 80 करोड़ लोगों को, जिनको 2 समय का खाना अगर सरकार ना दे तो उनके लिए बहुत भुखमरी की नौबत आ जाए, वो क्या बड़ा सपना देखें? मैंने पहले भी पूछा था, क्या वो ये देखें बड़ा सपना कि मुझे कोई बड़ा अच्छा खाना मिल रहा है, मुझे हलवा मिल रहा है, मुझे पूड़ी मिल रही है, मुझे मटर पनीर मिल रहा है, वो क्या सपना देखें? क्योंकि उनके लिए तो सपना उनका यही है कि मुझे अगला मील बिल्कुल ठीक से मिल जाए। और मोदी जी उनसे कह रहे हैं कि नहीं 2047 देखो, बड़ा सपना देखो, कुछ इस तरह की बातें कर रहे हैं। मैं जरा एक चीज आपसे और समझ लूं, ये इस पार्टी का कनेक्ट बिल्कुल जीरो हो गया है। एक समय मोदी जी का ये था कि वो भाई पल्स पकड़ते हैं, लोगों के नब्ज पकड़ लिए हैं और लोगों, अब ही हैज लॉस्ट दैट, डायलॉग जीरो, कनेक्ट जीरो, एंड व्हाट ही इज टॉकिंग वो बिल्कुल बिल्कुल अगेंस्ट दी, वो जेंजी की बात कर रहे हैं, उनको समझने की कोई कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं, और जो भी बात कर रहे हैं वो बूमरैंग हो रही है। तारा राव मैम।
या नमस्ते सबको और दर्शकों को भी। See, sorry, I'm going to do this in English because I can't really. I think politics has changed in India. And not only has politics changed in India, the participants in politics have changed. The center stage, the space that has been created has not been created by the political class. The space for political activity, I am so proud to say, has come from the youngest segment of our population, both Gen Z and Gen Alpha. And that space keeps expanding. I mean, it's amazing to watch. I mean, I'm also a campaigner. हम अपना काम करते आ रहे हैं और यहाँ कर्नाटक में 2023 से हमारा ब्रॉड प्लेटफॉर्म ये सब है. It's not that वो सब चला गया है, but ये जो स्पेस कार्व आउट करने की बात है, this is extremely important. अब if you look at ये जो स्पेस का ऑक्यूपाइंग हो रहा है, this is done by a very different set of people and with defiance. आप कुछ भी कर लो, हमारे पास एक रिएक्शन है. आप हमें कुछ भी बुला लो, we are ready to accept it, क्योंकि we know who we are and we know what we want, and we have been very patient in wanting to seek it. These are people who have not seen any other prime minister but this man. They have known everything these people have promised. They are the best inspectors, analysts of this regime, like nobody, none of us. We have too many memories and they're very long. Unka, it is a period where a very dark part of this country's history began, and isme they have it in capsules in their mind. So जो आप कह रहे हैं ना, this language, ये सब ये वहाँ से आ रहा है, because they have distilled it. So when you respond in that fashion, I mean, it is magical. It is really, truly, you sort of think, wow, that's such a wonderful way of perceiving it. So ये जो, occupying space, political space differently and with defiance is extremely important. In the process, क्या हो गया है, हमें लगता है, this is obviously my own take, कि ये जो हमारी जो ये लोकतंत्र जो है, which basically, we may have fought for 90 years for freedom, उसके बाद we got democracy for free. And we continued in that fashion. Because in the beginning, we had people of high stature who could manage our democracy for us. And we didn't step in. Nee, let's not think about sangatans and all that. We are talking about citizenry. Citizenry isme nahi aayi. There was no, we didn't consider it something that we are supposed to actually step in, or we didn't know how to. But because of the way we've been squeezed, and because of the way the youngest generation has been challenged and has waited so patiently and watched on the sidelines, have said, "Bas, hum spectators nahi hain, hum khiladi hain." Our generation, up here, we are spectators. We are very good at analyzing. Even though SIR is on, we will talk about, but पर जमीन में वैसे भी क्या हो सकता है? अरे भाई, when the whole vote is fixed, what are you analyzing? But we have that propensity to analyze. And that is a very different, it's a very, we are a cricket watching nation. So we are very easily brought in, sucked into the spectatorship. These people aren't. I think they've learned their own way कि कैसे इसमें engage होना है. So there are these, they have made citizenry visible. This is an amazing contribution. Their platforms have been amazing, whether it started with Jantar Mantar, universities, Jharkhand, Bangalore, these are all places where, and I will say that some are more mature than the others, but everybody knows this space is waiting for them. क्योंकि वो space बना दी गई. अब वो सारे states में आए, कब आए, that is a matter of evolution of the movement itself. Along with it, I think there are other parts of the movement like farmers, women, jo bhi, they are carving out space ke aiye, so we have to figure out that. And at the same time, they are creating another sense of identity. We are so preoccupied. For instance, हमारे कर्नाटक में आजकल SIR चल रहा है, and we've got the highest proportion of deletions in the country. And we are fighting over कि हमारे पास citizenship होगा कि नहीं. But this is one level above. This is about, I will decide who I am, what space I occupy, and that is a lesson to all of us. So I agree with you. हम इनको नहीं सिखाएंगे, हम इनसे सीखेंगे, हम इनके जगहों में जाएंगे. ये जगह हमारे लिए बना रहे हैं, उसमें हम जाएंगे. And that is very important for us to say we are there. We may be standing behind and saying we are present, but we cannot be against spectators. We have to step in. और ये बहुत ही जरूरी है. And one thing I want to say, our own perceptions, because of ये जो drama चल रहा है ना, this change of dynamics, इसमें our own perception of ourselves has changed. अब ये मोदी बोलता है, वो again that damn word of Naxal. Remember how you heard it back then, and remember just note how you heard it now. There is a significant shift even in ourselves when we hear it today. It is stale, it does not belong, it is meaningless, because our ground, our own ground, the people's ground, the people's political space has changed. And that we must congratulate that young citizenry that has made it happen. We also have very deep wounds. ये नहीं कि हमने हर wound को, वो wound आया है, फिर उसको सिला गया कि चलो come on, let's go forward, कुछ तो होगा. ये सिल के जो wound आया है, ये अभी पूरा फटेगा. Right now, a part of this wound is splitting open, which is the youth. But this whole wound has to split. If we are serious about this democracy, the whole wound will have to split. Because otherwise, I don't think we will have, a perfect union of who we are. And we need that. So ये जो पुरानी लैंग्वेज है इसमें कोई हमारे लिए कुछ है नहीं. But we must, and you know, at the same time, there is new language from Gen Z that is describing the existing regime. You know, this whole thing about Chota Bandar, whatever. You know, there are so many visualizations that are making us transform our own perception of ye Maidan is made of what. And that is really very interesting. क्योंकि हमने भी अपना, and I will finally say, our sense of us, the citizenry of this country as a collective, is only gaining ground. And it is gaining ground even from, and most importantly, I feel, in terms of the, you know, the facing up to the past of the 12 years, is the disorientation of this regime. ये पूरी तरह ये बहुत डिसोरिएंट हो गए. इनको क्या आता है? ये मारपीट and hatred. It is so stale. तुम कर क्या रहे हो भाई? तुम्हारी मीडिया कर क्या रही है? Get out of here. अरे जंतर मंतर में they weren't allowed to come in. I know झारखंड में ये हुआ, but even there, you know, ठीक है हो रहा है. But you see, actions of the government and so on, we know are different. So I want to say that this has to play out. This has to play out. वो अपना करेंगे, फिर उसका क्या नतीजा आएगा, उसका रिएक्शन क्या आएगा. There is a bit of reactive space जो चल रहा है, और उसमें the citizenry of this country is actually gaining ground thanks to the youngest segment of the citizenry. And I am really very encouraged that हमें सब लोगों को we will find our new identities in this new dynamic. Thank you.